Getting an award of this nature is a serious accolade. It is an accolade that is matched in many other parts of the world, and particularly in the Commonwealth. But it is a special event. It is an event that recognises determination, commitment, perseverance, compassion, and also that contribution to our society, which is very special.
Our Royal Honours system is steeped in history and tradition. From 1848 to 1975, we were part of the British-based system. The highlight of the 1953-54 Royal Tour of New Zealand was an investiture ceremony conducted by a young Queen Elizabeth.
It's a gala day for the capital. At the Town Hall, the Queen honours 130 North Islanders. First, the Chief Justice, the Honourable Harold Barraclough, for services to law and public bodies. He rises Sir Harold Barraclough. The former commander of the New Zealand 3rd Division in the Pacific Theatre of War, equally distinguished in civil life, receives insignia of a Knight Commander of the Order of St. Michael and St. George. Until the present royal tour, these ceremonies had never before been filmed. 2,000 guests look on as Mr. Bruce Levy of Palmerston North, who has done as much as anyone in the world to make 2 blades of grass grow where one grew before, receives the accolade of knighthood. Sir Bruce Levy.
The awards nowadays are presented at either Government House Wellington or the Governor-General's Auckland residence for those receiving accolades in the Upper North Island. A fully Indigenous honours system was adopted in 1996 when the New Zealand Order of Merit was introduced.
Participating in the investiture ceremonies, as I do, is the singular most important event that I run as a Governor-General on behalf of Her Majesty. It is important because I am able, on behalf of all New Zealanders, to both recognise but also thank extraordinary New Zealanders, outstanding New Zealanders, for what they have done to make our society a better society.
Our highest award is still the Victoria Cross, awarded recently to Corporal Willie Apiata for extreme bravery under fire rescuing a wounded comrade in Afghanistan. The Order of New Zealand comes next, with its ordinary membership restricted to just 20 living persons. Then the New Zealand Order of Merit, which has 5 levels, with men in the top 2 levels called Sir. Dames and Knights Grand Companions, Dames and Knights Companions, Companions, Officers and Members. And the Queen's Service Order and Queen's Service Medal, designed to recognise community and public service. New Zealand's honours system also includes a series of gallantry and bravery awards.
I think it is important that we acknowledge and celebrate the people in our society that do make a contribution, that do show that there is something special about helping others, because that's what most people are recognised for, whether that's in a singular act or in a series of commitments to the society that we live in. I think it's really important.
The awards are presented by Her Majesty's representative in New Zealand, His Excellency the Governor-General.
Ngā mana, ngā reo, ngā iwi katoa, hurinoa, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Nau mai hara mai rā ki te whare kawana, o ki tamaki makaurau. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you all and welcome to Government House. Can I specifically acknowledge Scott Simpson MP representing the government. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a delight for Janine and me to welcome you all here this afternoon for this investiture ceremony. What makes today special, both for Janine and me and for all of us here, is that this is an opportunity where we can acknowledge the significant contributions that a group of individuals have made to enrich our country in a variety of ways. ladies and gentlemen, I have the authority and also the pleasure on behalf of Her Majesty the Queen of New Zealand to hold an investiture ceremony for her and to confer the awards to which each of the recipients is entitled. Those being honoured today have rendered outstanding service to the people of New Zealand and therefore to the Crown, and it is appropriate that they're recognised in this way. Just before we go on, it's quite okay if the baby wants to make a noise, so don't get angsty about it. Got to try and remember where I was. So they have rendered outstanding service to New Zealand, all 15 of you. After each of the recipients has been honoured, I invite you to join with me in acknowledging and thanking them for their service to New Zealand. Without further ado, Mr. Hewitt Humphrey will summon the recipients and read a citation for each person. Hewitt.
Your Excellency, to receive the insignia of an officer of the New Zealand Order of Merit, Mrs. Maretta Solomon of Auckland for services to education and the Pacific community. Mrs. Maretta Solomon co-founded the Pacific People's Learning Institute, Martin Hautis, MHI, in Auckland, to cater to the growing number of predominantly Pacific learners who were not succeeding in New Zealand's mainstream education system. MHI has around 300 students annually and is considered a leading learning institute for the Pacific community. In 2012, MHI established an early childhood education centre, Incredible Angels, in Mangere. In 2013, Mrs. Solomon, with her husband, Polotu Arthur Solomon, established a Martin Hautis Institute in Samoa, offering courses in tourism and hospitality and catering to 60 students. She's been an executive member since 1997 of Pacific Island Training Providers of New Zealand. She's been involved with St. Joseph's Primary School's Board of Trustees and held various voluntary roles with St. Anthony's Catholic Church. Mr. Polotu Solomon of Auckland for services to education and the Pacific community. Mr. Polotu Solomon co-founded the Pacific People's Learning Institute, Martin Hautis, MHI, to cater to the growing number of predominantly Pacific learners who were not succeeding in New Zealand's mainstream education system. As governing manager, he ensured that 50 scholarships were offered to students from Samoa, Fiji and Tonga, so they would have the opportunity to gain New Zealand qualifications. He established the Performing Arts Centre as a platform for emerging Pacific performing artists and Pacific storytelling. The centre has raised funds to address youth suicide and family violence. He assisted with the establishment of St. Anthony's Early Learning Centre and an early childhood education centre, Incredible Angels, in Mangere. Mr. Solomon produced the inaugural Mangere Easter Festival as a platform for local talent in 2005 and 2006.
Congratulations. Thank you. And welcome to the house. Thank you. I have to say, I think this is marvellous recognition of both of your contribution to New Zealand, but especially in our Pacific community, and for young people, especially for you both. Because I think if our young people can be encouraged to participate and succeed, then it will be a success for all of New Zealand, not just for the individuals. I'm very proud of you. Thank you. Did you want to get a photo with your wife as well?
Your Excellency, the investiture is concluded.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, an investiture ceremony is a special occasion that I hold on behalf of Her Majesty the Queen of New Zealand. It's special because I'm able, as the Governor-General, and on behalf of all New Zealanders, to congratulate an extraordinary group of people for what they've done to make ours a better society. It is important that we acknowledge and celebrate people who contribute in our communities, people who show that there is something special about helping others, whether that's in a singular act or through a series of commitments. Receiving an award of this nature is a most notable accolade. It recognises the determination, the commitment, the compassion and the contribution to our society that each of the recipients has made. To you, the recipients, we have been privileged to hear your stories. You have set fine examples which inspire, encourage and motivates others. In your own way, each one of you has promoted something that is important to New Zealanders. In particular, this afternoon, this ceremony has recognised people who have worked in and for our communities. They've worked tirelessly to ensure that we have the advantages, the protections and the facilities, material and intellectual, to achieve our potential in the field that we choose to pursue. This they've done in philanthropy, the arts, veterinary medicine, in education, the disability sector, horticulture, and our Chinese, Pacifica and Māori communities. I can think of no better way of summing up the qualities our recipients possess, qualities which have enabled them to achieve and to make a difference, than to quote the words of Sir Edmund Hillary when he said, "If the going is tough and the pressure is on, if reserves of strength have been drained and the summit still not in sight, then the quality to see in a person is neither great strength nor quickness of hand, but rather a resolute mind firmly set on its purpose that refuses to let its body slacken or rest." You recipients, your vision, your character and your commitment have brought us together today. Your contribution has enriched the cultural, the social and the economic fabric of Aotearoa New Zealand. And for that I thank you. And so also on behalf of Her Majesty the Queen of New Zealand and all New Zealanders, I congratulate you on your achievements. Ladies and gentlemen, we're almost to the end of the formal part of the ceremony. There are a couple of things that I would like to do. Firstly, we've acknowledged and congratulated the recipients individually. I invite you to join with me in congratulating them collectively. I'm often asked, and so are recipients asked, what was said up here. Well, that's between the recipient and myself. In many ways, the recipients won't remember much, other than that they came up and they sat down. But can I just say to you all that the conversations that we've had certainly, I hope, reflected collectively our appreciation of what you have provided to New Zealand, to young people, for a number of you, but also to our diverse communities in New Zealand. So again, thank you. Before you are able to come up and join with those you're here supporting, and also to share the hospitality of the house, the final thing to do is for you to stand and join with me in singing our national anthem in Māori and in English.
Pass them.